Good evening and welcome back. It's Matt Rogers, Skywatcher, 16th of the 5th, 2017. Timestamp there is 19:30 PM here in the Northern Hemisphere. And we're looking at some of the Mexico cams. As I said before, as Mexico's in the Southern Hemisphere, we're able to see their skies through the morning and the daytime, as the skies here in the UK are darkening right now. Today, this morning, again, just to let you know that there was a huge amount of chemtrail activity up there in front of our sun, polluting our skies all the time, making other people unwell. So we just continue the work and just show you. I did have a problem with the video earlier on, but it's going to get solved, so I'll upload it again soon. I'm going to show you this now, okay? This now is the Tepozolan cam in Mexico. And I want to show you that these chemtrails above the natural clouding move a different way. You'll see this now. And this red reflection all the time. And this white reflection. I'm going to show you this cam. I'm going to fast forward it for you. Okay? You'll see this. Okay? Can you see that huge red reflection? I apologise about these white screens. I'll tell you what. They've got to stop doing this. Look at that red glow. Okay, that is another heavenly body that's up there with our sun right now. You can see the sun is burning terribly through those. Look now, look at the natural clouds being burnt, and they're moving an opposite way from the chemtrails. It's all twisted. The whole situation in the sky is completely wrong now. The clouds didn't do this before, but now they are moving different ways. You can see this, can't you? There is something that's operating. I mean, HAARP and CERN are at it now with these chemtrails and these cloudings in the sky, because I mean, the clouds don't do that. They don't do opposite ways. I mean, look at the chemicals being burnt away with that sun that's burning so much now with that nuclear fusion. It's a furnace up there. It really is a furnace. I mean, this is all that's protecting us now, these chemtrails, and also hiding the brown dwarf star nemesis. It just annoys me when these white screens come up on screen, but we just have to put up with them and try and get as many images as we possibly can. But you can see that clearly, that blue reflection and that red reflection up there in the skies. I'm going to go to a different cam now, see what we can find as well, because the skies are dimming all the time now, aren't they? Every single day. I mean, look at the timestamp there, it's 10:06. Look how dark it is on the land. Look at the poisons they're pumping up there in the skies covering the sun, and with that simulator. Look at it. It's just absolutely criminal what they're doing. I'm trying to show evidence as well on other videos, and one of the videos was taken down, and it's just awful what they do. I'm going to go to a different cam for you now. Again, we're back on this one as well, the Popo cam, and you're going to see some spectacular images here. I just hope that it's zoomed in, because I'm still having problems of the screen zooming in and zooming back again, so the images are smaller, and I apologise about that. I'm going to get this sorted, I apologise. But what I do is I download it onto another machine, and that's why it's taking a lot longer to me making videos now, because when they're too small on the screen, I use another editing tool to zoom them in, and it takes a little longer to upload. So just bear with me on this one, please, because I just want them to be big images, so I could try and get them to for people to see what I'm seeing as well. Anyway, what I'm going to show you here, we're going to see these rays of light, these red rays of light coming up, very strange, and this blueness as well in the sky of another heavenly body, and the red reflection from Nemesis, the binary twin. Now let me just show you this, okay? It's very important. We'll go through the cam now. I mean, look at this red reflection, this huge reflection. I mean, all these natural clouds being burnt away all the time. Flip through the cam now, and you'll see this, okay? This blue reflection and a red reflection. I'm actually 100% positive now that this is the blue Kachina. We're seeing this huge object coming in now, aren't we? Look at this, okay? It's still there now. You can see the chems starting to work across the sky now, and they pump all the haze up there, so it's very hazy and misty, and we don't get to see anything. Very strange skies. I mean, if you were to look at the skies and you would see this, you would think there was something absolutely wrong now, wouldn't you? Now look at these rays. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this redness here. I mean, it's starting to come through now, isn't it? Before the sunrise, we're seeing all this colouring in the skies all the time. I mean, I'm no rocket scientist, but let me tell you something. There is something strange going on up there now, isn't there? I've never seen it like this before. I mean, look at it as it brightens up. These red rays. Look at this light source here coming up behind the mountain here, the volcanoes. You see this? Very spectacular, as Chris Potter says, but very, very dangerous, because heading for a very crazy situation now, aren't we? I mean, look at it. Crazy times ahead of us now. I mean, there's too many shadows up there now, isn't it? It's so obvious, isn't it? That something huge is going to happen very shortly. I mean, look at this. These are shadows, okay, from other bodies that are up there. There's no clouds that are causing this or anything like that. What we're seeing here is chemtrails and a huge haze up there in the night sky and the morning hour, early hour skies. I mean, the moon is changed as well. It's got so much bigger. I mean, I looked at the moon last week and it was a very orangey red colour, and it just looked like a disc. It didn't look like a celestial object, and it was far too big. It was just hanging there in the sky, and it just looked very strange. And I know that nearly all of you would agree to that. There was something that wasn't right with it. I mean, we're seeing some very strange shapes and patterns in the sky all the time now, aren't we? And I believe that these are part of the system that's coming in now, that's in front of our sun, that's causing our sun to dim through the daytime. I mean, just very spectacular images, aren't they? There it is again. You can see this, can't you? This reflection, and now they're starting to chemtrail across it now. We never had this haze before in the skies. Never at all. I mean, look at it. Again, you can still see this, can't you? It's not going away now. It's getting thicker. It's getting deeper and darker, isn't it? This reflection. Can you see this as well? These colourings in the skies, they don't go up as the sun comes up. It moves to the left-hand side. I believe this to be Nibiru. I mean, the thing is, though, we can't get to see it, can we? They're cloaking it all the time, aren't they? Can you see that? You can see that reflection. Now, I saw a very similar reflection on this cam a couple of weeks ago. It was like a red object. They are cloaking everything. They just don't want us to see it, do they? It's just... Let me zoom in on this. I'm going to zoom in on this for you. Okay, what I've done is I've zoomed in. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just check this out. Can you see these light sources in the sky? They're cloaking something, aren't they? I mean, look at this. Can you see that? That's a round object, isn't it? That's been... I mean, this line in the sky, it's like it's being cloaked, it's being mirrored. Look at this. It's an object up there, just being caught above the mountain. I'm just checking it through again, and I've noticed, look, I mean, look at this, right? Can you see that? And then it goes away again. Gone. It's gone. There's something up here that's blue, and there's a red reflection coming from this end as well. Can you see this red haze on the right hand side? We're heading for some strange times, I really mean this. And these objects are going to cause this pole shift. I mean, I keep saying it all the time, and I know the government are down there building those bunkers. They're still at it down there. And there's a huge virus infection on the computer systems around the world. It's been reported on here in the news in the UK, and also being reported nationwide as well. Everybody's becoming to be hacked, and huge viruses. Everything's becoming affected, isn't it? Is this a situation where we're all going to get pulled down? And is this part of the reason why excuses for the power grid to stop and to close the internet down before anybody starts leaking out too much information? I mean, North Korea, I mean, the Korea situation as well, is that a hoax? I mean, what's going on? There's so many things that are coming to light now. It's very worrying, isn't it? I'm going to go to a different cam for you now. Okay, this is another important cam as well. It's called the Latino America Norte cam, and it's in Italy as well. Another part of... I apologise, it's not Italy. These are Mexican cams. Sometimes I get it mixed up and get it tongue twisted all the time, but hey, we get it wrong sometimes, don't we? So it's only because I'm used to looking at the skyline cams as well, the Italy, Spain, Barcelona, I mean, you know, other parts of the world and stuff like that. It's just... Anyways, let's crack on. But this is very interesting, this cam as well. Okay, that's, look at the right hand side here on the screen. You'll see this, okay? Timestamp 6:30:04 seconds, and it's the 16th today. And I want to show you something here that's very interesting on this cam. Here, there's an object, okay, and it doesn't move, and it's reflecting red here and here. I mean, there's something here. Look, if I show you now, okay, I'm going to flick through it. Can you see this? That object. There's something that's there behind those cams. Let's see if I can try and get it now. Can you see this brightening up now? Something that's there, isn't it? It really is. Let's zoom in and have a look. It just caught my attention, so I just zoomed in now to show you that it's just a light source behind there, isn't it? It's brighter to the left than to the right. There is something that's lighting up there in red, the same red colour as I saw back in July of last year. Same red light source of a round object. You can see it clearly, can't you? There's something that's just there, just on the screen there, can't you? Let's flick through the cam and show you the differences of what happens to it. Okay, it seems to be very interesting, this does. I think we've caught something here, because next moment or two on the clip you will see the plasma just covering everything. Absolutely everything. This is definitely an object. Now watch this. Can you see it's lighting up now with the plasma? I mean, the plasma coming up from when the sun's coming up here, and then these are chemtrails, but you will see that object. Something there, look. Okay? And then the next step, it just kills it, doesn't it? The plasma just covers absolutely everything that's up there in the skies. You see this? Just something to take note of, and I'll be keeping an eye on this cam to see the differences. Just look very interesting. Is it something or isn't it? I don't know, but what I'm saying is that I'm seeing a light source. I'm definitely seeing something round that's lighting up over there in red, that's reflecting. This is one of Mexico's busiest airports, and again the timestamp. Now I've stopped it at the moment on this pink reflection that we saw on the other video, just the image just then. I mean, look at this. There's something round up there, isn't there? Now this is a camera that's looking up to the sky at a closer angle on the horizon. I mean, look at this. But the thing is though, they white screen it. Look at this. It just goes away and then it's disappearing. The pink reflection is disappearing and then it's... I mean, these white screens, I mean, come on. So we're definitely seeing these reflections coming in all the time now, aren't we? Can you see this? The morning skies. It's so important to look to the left hand side of the sun on the morning rise. Make sure you've got a clear flat horizon and you'll see it on the left hand side. A red, clear celestial object that's reflecting through those chemtrails. Are hiding it every day. They are really hiding it all the time now. And I'm seeing these colours as well in the sky all the time. And you will as well, I know you are. We're all seeing the same thing. This is the Mexico Santa Fe cam as well. And look what they've done on this cam as well. Look at this. Can you see what they've done? They've chemtrailed the horizon. Every single time they've chemtrailed. It's like an oil painting up there all the time, isn't it? It's not our sky anymore, is it? They've taken over it, haven't they, the military? Covered it all the time. Now, the sad thing is, to the left-hand side of when you see the sunrise, you would see that object up in the sky, just here. You would see it just before the sunrise, but they've covered it, the whole of the horizon. But watch this, when you see that sunrise, okay, you'll see that red reflection from it. always the red reflection that's coming through now to the left hand side. This is the blue object reflection and the sun that's coming through. Now please understand that this red reflection is from another heavenly body. I mean, look at the size, look at the amount of plasma that's coming through now. You can clearly see those chemtrails. You can clearly see that they've white screened the horizon all the time. They're blocking it all the time. They're right on it now. They really are. They're trying their effortless best to try and stop any huge amount of dangerous activity with these earthquakes. They're trying to cool our planet down as this huge celestial body is coming towards our Earth. Nemesis is a brown dwarf star, and it's still causing heat. I mean, we're in May, but it's been red hot today. It's been very hot here in the UK, very humid and very windy. And it's dry skin. I'm feeling dry skin as well. And it's very early for this heat to come now. I mean, I know it's a summer period now, but normally get this in June, July, August. I mean, look at the chemtrails and look at that blue huge reflection up there. You see this? They didn't do this before with our sun in the past, so why are they doing it now? Well, the reason why they're doing it now is because it's been agitated by its companion star, Nemesis. It's arrived, it's here now. I mean, look at the reflections and look at the natural clouds being burnt away with the help of the chemtrails to try and cool our atmosphere down. Here comes the sun that's rising up now. I mean, look at all this trash that's being thrown up there as well. Look. Can you see these reflections? There's another reflection. I mean, I know it's spectacular, but it's so dangerous to humanity. We're having to breathe all this trash in all the time. I mean, we're going to see comets, we're going to see asteroids, we're going to see a lot of trash. It's going to fall from our skies, and the government will not tell us a single word that when this is going to happen. They won't say nothing whatsoever. I mean, look what they've done. They've covered up our sun all the time, and these black clouds that come into play in front of the sun. It's happening all the time. So please, it's important to check that sunrise, early sunrise, and hope to catch a glimpse of Nibiru before they chemtrail the horizon early in the morning. Okay, there's 3 more shadows on this cam as well that I want to show you as well, the La Paz cam in Mexico. I got it right that time, didn't I? Anyway, so I'm going to show you this, okay? I'm going to flip through the cam now. Now can you see these light sources? Now I've showed you these before on the other cams, the Cosmos cam, the Cosmo cam as well. Look at these rays. Now these are coming from another light source that's way out there in space, from the opposite side from the sun. Sun's coming up from the other side. These are not from our sun, these are from something else. These are shadows. They're coming through light sources, huge light sources. I mean, we're in the summer period. They can't blame these for ice crystals up in our atmosphere. It's too warm, far too warm. I mean, look at this. Never seen these before. 3 of them. Okay, now these are reflections from other bodies out there. It's just so evident now, isn't it? We're picking up these situations, aren't we? And people still just ignore it and think it's just normal and just carry on with the weather channels and just think it's all fine. But we can see these reflections now, can't we? 1, 2, 3 of them. You can see the shadows of them coming from the opposite side. I mean, it's beaming out, isn't it? I mean, there's trash, so much trash out there now as well. We're getting very close to this pole shift. We really are now. We're looking at here the Zantillo cam in Mexico, and this one's been turned off for about 5 months. It's now back on. So I just want to show you the amount of plasma and the reflections coming up before the sun comes up. It's to the left hand side. The sun comes up to the right hand side. The sun's coming up at this angle, but you've got this huge light source that's coming up to the left hand side. It's the opposite way. It's just different angles. So I'm going to show you this and flick through. You'll see that pink and blue reflection again as the sun's coming up. I mean, they use that simulator as well to hide everything. They really do, with that disc up there. I mean, this just gives it away. There's something else up there that's coming close to us. And I had a message of Steve Quayle last year as I went to Hull, and I looked at that heavily object coming down on the horizon and all that space trash behind it. I mean, and he sent a message through and said, look, don't worry, don't panic, because he's seeing the same thing. I mean, he knows this system is coming, and I was totally shocked that evening. I really was, to see that. And now looking at the Mexico cams and other cams that we're seeing through Europe and America and Australia and Russia, I mean everywhere really, we're seeing this huge object that's up there in the skies that's emitting blue and red reflections before the sun comes up. I mean, this is in front of the sun now. I mean, look at this. This huge light source. I mean, all these chems are being burnt away now, and that horizon is being filled with chemtrails. I mean, watch this. You'll see the sun coming up from a different angle. It's got nothing to do with this reflection. This is a body that's going down the way, but I mean, look at this. It's definitely with our sun now. Look at all the trash that they're trying to hide this thing. You'll see the sun coming up here now. I mean, look at this. It's got nothing to do with all this. I mean, this is for something else, isn't it? Something else that's lighting up blue. And it's lighting all our skies up blue as well. I mean, I believe the government must be panicking about this now. They really must be. I mean, NASA and other agencies, they must be scratching their heads and wondering what they're going to come out with next, because I believe that they're going to come out with a huge false flag or some sort of hoax to turn around and say, well, they knew this was going to happen and it's this. They just don't want us to prepare, do they? They just want to depopulate the earth so they can save their system in the future. I mean, this is our sun. This is another reflection from something else. I'm no scientist, but I'm saying it could be the blue Kachina or something that's up there. I'm going to go to a different cam now. Before I go to another cam, I'm just going to move this cam further on for you so I can show you that that reflection has got nothing to do with our soul, the sun. I mean, look at the reflection of the sun here. Okay, there's no blue reflection. I mean, look at this. As the sun's coming up now. Okay, I mean, look at this. This angle here is all blue. It's got nothing to do with our sun. The sun is just going through the haze of the chemtrails. Can you see this? Something else. There's something else up there that's with our sun now, and they're cloaking it all the time. Okay, this is the last cam for this evening, and I've got another video to update just afterwards as well. This is called the Acapulco Playa El Morro cam in Mexico. There's again huge reflections coming up in the skies on this cam as well. And also I got report also of a Mexico chap as well saying that they're getting purple night skies, not dark black skies, which they should be, but we're getting like a purple effect all through the night. So let's just go through this cam. Okay, I'll just show you this. Okay, now it's timestamped there at 6:48 and 5 seconds. There's a red reflection coming from the left hand side here. There's an object that's coming up here already. We're seeing this. Okay, and then they start throwing these chemtrails across the sky. There's chemtrails here to the right hand side, and then they put this blanket of chems to cover it. Watch this. Can you see this? It's not our sun, it's already up in the skies. This object disappears, and then you see there on the right hand side that blanket of chems. Can you see the chemtrails now covering this object? Disappears. I mean, it's too much colour in the skies, too many reflections. You've got a red and a blue. It's all the time now, isn't it? I mean, the game's up now, NASA. You've got to understand. The government need to understand now. Come on. Tell the public, tell the world what's going on, because it's so important. It really is. I mean, the plant life on the ground is just drying up. Everything is drying up. I believe we'll have huge droughts around the world. I mean, look at this. This red huge reflection that's coming in. But they're concentrating on the blue one. The blue one seems stronger. Look, I'll show you now. Here we go, look, you can see this blue reflection. They're more concentrating on this blue reflection, this blue light source up there with these chemtrails, aren't they? It's getting white hot up there now, isn't it? I mean, look at this. Very strange, isn't it? This pattern in the sky, and the sun hasn't even risen yet. The sun comes up on the opposite side. Very strange. I'm going to go on to some more cams tomorrow for you, and I will get back to you shortly. But respect to you all. I've had some difficulties with some videos, and I'll sort them out. And I've got another video to upload shortly after this one. So